It's a confidence conversation that may take you a little bit off guard. My next guest believes that a woman's feelings on intimacy begin not with her body, but with her mind, and that all females need strong, positive, affirming thoughts in order to battle negative views of her own sexuality that can sometimes take over. It basically comes down to employing certain strategies that will help you into a sexy state of mind. Joining me is Laura Brotherson, a marriage and family counselor, as well as a certified sex therapist. And we do like to say it's a PG conversation here, Mom, so this is your chance to pause, mute, or send little ears out of the room if you'd like to. Laura is always certainly appropriate and respectful, and you're more comfortable with this word than I am. Sexy. It's not a word that I would use to describe myself necessarily, but you want women to really embrace the idea.
Yeah, I mean, sexy is a state of mind, and sex starts in the mind, so we kind of need to have some positive thoughts and feelings about sex going on up there.
Where do women go wrong? Where do we get that negative idea around the word?
Do you want a list?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, everywhere. I mean, our whole society is just there's just so little positive, affirming content, information, ideas, attitudes about healthy sexuality that it's really tough for our women especially to grow up and embrace their sexuality and take it into marriage.
You've got some advice for us. Challenges, really, for women to embrace if they want to get into that sexier, more confident, really, is an easy, interchangeable word.
Sexual self-confidence is really what we're going for.
The first challenge out there is to develop healthy sexual thoughts and beliefs. How do we do that, Laura?
Yes. So the healthy sexual thoughts and beliefs are that, well, I mean, sexy is a state of mind. The concept itself is, I like who I am, I like my body, I accept my body, and I'm happy to share it with you, your spouse. And so having these positive beliefs and thoughts and attitudes about sex is like, just sex is a good thing. I enjoy being sexual. Sexy is part of who I am, part of my wholeness. So we just have to have a little bit of positive in there, and a lot of us don't. We think we do, but then when we really get into it, it's not quite as embedded as it needs to be.
Ingrained in us.
Yep.
Well, you kind of skated over a really tough one. That's body confidence, feeling good about how we look. I know a lot of the work that happens behind your office closed doors is on accepting our bodies. Any advice in that category as we move toward this more healthful way of approaching sexuality?
Yeah, I mean, the concept of sexy as a state of mind is that I do like and accept my body as is. As you are, as I am. Every woman is imperfect. Every woman has body image issues, but if you can make peace with that and embrace it, the sexiest thing for yourself and your spouse is just embracing your sexuality. Doesn't matter how you look. I have clients that don't look anything like you would think look sexy, and they fully embrace it, and it's awesome. And I have other clients that look perfect and they don't feel sexy. So it has nothing to do with how you feel.
I have to imagine it takes a level of mental discipline then to constantly promote those positive thoughts within ourselves.
Yes, that's our other step is this. Good sex is a positive mental discipline. It is a discipline to discipline not only the thoughts about, gee, I don't really look good enough. That's a discipline almost outside the bedroom, but you need mental discipline inside the bedroom as well, so that you're staying focused, you're keeping distractions out. We're the World Wide Web, Brooke, you know this, and so we've got so many things on our mind.
Like 17 tabs open in our brain, and they're all spinning.
Yes, and you've got to close every one of those tabs so that you can just tune in to the sensuality of sexuality.
We talked about accepting our body, loving our body, no matter its state or physical state as it is. You also want women to take a little more responsibility for their thoughts and for their sexuality in the end.
Yeah, I mean, this is chapter one in my book, Knowing Her Intimately, is just you're transforming your identity to include being a sexual being. And so when you take responsibility for your sexuality, I don't want sex to be just something we do for our spouse or for our partner.
A checkbox.
No, because that's a servicing, not a sharing. And we want to be sharing sexuality, not just servicing.
And how do you get to that place as a partnership, as a coupleship?
Well, I mean, a lot of things. I mean, that's why I have 12 T's in this book.
She's like, you see this big fat book? This is what we talk about.
Well, just if you want to make it easy and not have to go see a sex therapist, you can get the book. But I mean, there's just a lot of things. You're working on your emotional connection. You're working on, a lot of it is the mind. You really are starting with what's going on in the mind. And it's not just embracing your sexuality, it's also embracing your partner's sexuality as well, and his enjoyment of your sexuality. So there's lots of pieces in here that can be tweaked and can work.
As new as this conversation may be for a lot of women listening, I think it's also freeing, right? That my body's taken out of it, my mind is engaged.
Key.
I'm in control of that.
Yeah.
I'm in control of that.
Yes.
All right, thank you. You always do handle these topics with such sensitivity. I understand you have a big project coming up.
Yes. Super fun. I've been trying to do this for years. You know how I am about wanting to get some positive out there about sex. And so we've started our Sextraordinary Marriages billboard campaign.
Oh.
We have our first one down in Utah County, just a little bit north of exit 273.
We're seeing the message on I-15.
Oh, it's on the board.
Okay.
And it says, touch is the dessert of married life.
There it is.
It's just, you know, Sextraordinary Marriages. People can help donate if they want to help us get more billboards out there.
All right, we'll link you over to Laura's website if you want more information on that movement, on that campaign. We'll keep an eye out for it, and thanks for the work you're doing.
Yep.